Hi, welcome to watch our video about real story behind Greek mythology, Greek gods and ancient Greek stories.
Question number 1.
What temple of Athena still sits today atop Athens Acropolis?
The answer is the Parthenon. The Parthenon is a resplendent marble temple built between 447 and 432 BC during the height of the ancient Greek Empire. Dedicated to the Greek goddess Athena, the Parthenon sits high atop a compound of temples known as the Acropolis of Athens. Throughout the centuries, the Parthenon withstood earthquakes, fire, wars, explosions, and looting, yet remains, although battered, a powerful symbol of ancient Greece and Athenian culture.
Question number 2.
What did Hera send to punish Io, Zeus's mistress turned cow?
The answer is gadflies. Io was an Argive princess and naiad nymph who was loved by the god Zeus. When Hera suddenly interrupted their tryst, Zeus transformed the maiden into a white heifer. However, the goddess was not so easily fooled and requested the animal as a gift. She then appointed the 100-eyed giant Argos Panoptes as its guard. Zeus sent Hermes to slay the warden, but Hera soon retaliated by inflicting the heifer-shaped Io with a gadfly. The stinging insect drove the cowgirl mad, forcing her to wander miles across the expanses of Europe and Asia to eventually reach Aegyptos. Once there, Zeus restored her form with a touch of the hand, and she gave birth to their son Epiphos.
Question number 3.
How did Achilles die?
Paris fired an arrow into his heel, the only vulnerable part of his body. In all Greek myths, Achilles died a horrible death. Many myths tell us he died by being shot in the back of the heel with a poisoned arrow. It was Paris, the young prince of Troy, who delivered the fatal blow. Achilles was the son of Peleus, a mortal Greek king, and Thetis, an immortal sea nymph goddess. Unfortunately, he was born mortal, unlike his immortal mother, and she couldn't bear the idea that she would eventually outlive her own son. Thetis took matters into her own hands, dipping Achilles in the magical river Styx, knowing this would give him immortality and invulnerability. There was one small catch: Thetis didn't realize the tiny part of the heel she was holding didn't get touched by the water, so it became her son's only weak spot, or Achilles' heel, ultimately causing his death.
Question number 4.
What type of powers did the Trojan princess Cassandra have?
The answer is prophecy. Cassandra, in Greek mythology, the daughter of Priam, the last king of Troy, and his wife Hecuba. In Homer's Iliad, she is the most beautiful of Priam's daughters, but not a prophetess. According to Aeschylus's tragedy Agamemnon, Cassandra was loved by the god Apollo, who promised her the power of prophecy if she would comply with his desires. Cassandra accepted the proposal, received the gift, and then refused the god her favors. Apollo revenged himself by ordaining that her prophecies should never be believed.
Question number 5.
What is the Greek name for Cupid, the god of sexual attraction?
The answer is Eros. Known as Cupid to the Romans, was the Greek god of sexual attraction, a constant companion of Aphrodite. Variously depicted as either a beautiful youth or a mischievous nude boy. Eros is most commonly represented with a bow and an unlimited number of arrows, which he uses to overpower the reason and incite erotic feelings in any mortal or god per Aphrodite's or his own wish.
Question number 6.
According to Greek mythological tradition, where was the abode of the gods?
The answer is Mount Olympus. In Greek mythology, Mount Olympus was regarded as the abode of the gods and the site of the throne of Zeus. The name Olympus was used for several other mountains as well as hills, villages, and mythical personages in Greece and Asia Minor.
Question number 7.
What celestial body was known as Hesperus, god of the evening star?
The answer is planet Venus. Hesperus is the personification of the evening star, the planet Venus in the evening. Hesperus, Greek Hesperos, also called Vesper, in Greco-Roman mythology, the evening star. Although initially considered to be the son of Eos and the Titan Astraeus, he was later said to be the son or brother of Atlas. He was later identified with the morning star, Phosphorus, or Eosphorus, the bringer of light. Hesperus is variously described by different authors as the father of the Hesperides or of their mother, Hesperis.
Question number 8.
What gave birth to the expression "beware of Greeks bearing gifts"?
The answer is the Trojan horse. The adage, "beware of Greeks bearing gifts," is heard often, and is normally used to refer to an act of charity that masks a hidden destructive or hostile agenda. But it's not widely known that the phrase originates with a story from Greek mythology, specifically the story of the Trojan War, in which the Greeks, led by Agamemnon, sought to rescue Helen, who had been taken to Troy after falling in love with Paris. This tale forms the core of Homer's famous epic poem, the Iliad.
Question number 9.
Which day of the week is named after a Roman god?
The answer is Saturday after Saturn. The Romans named it after Saturn, and for Saturn it stayed. The consistency in naming reflects the lasting Roman influence on English from the period when the Romans controlled the British Isles from 55 BCE to 410 CE.
Question number 10.
What marvel of the ancient world depicted the sun god Helios?
The answer is the Colossus of Rhodes. The Colossus of Rhodes was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It represented the god Helios, and was built to thank the gods for the victory over Demetrius Poliorcetes' long siege of Rhodes.